Fine, that's great. So here ETL means so extraction, transformation, and load. Okay, you know data warehousing concepts. What it means by the data warehousing in your graduation, maybe in your BTech. So the subject will be this like a data warehousing subject. What is data
Yeah.
warehousing? So all these things, right? So why we will use data
Mm.
warehousing basically?
No idea. I mean, I
Fine,
don't
no
remember much.
issues. So data
Yeah.
warehousing is to analyze the data, right? Basically,
Okay.
if you want to take any decision, must and should we need a data warehouse. Without a
Okay.
data warehouse, it's not possible to analyze the things or it's not possible to take the decisions on any business. That's the main thing to create the
Okay.
data warehouse. Fine. So data warehouse is it's a nothing but combination of tables, right? So if you
Okay.
have the data in the tables, then only you can do something. Then only you can analyze the thing, right?
Okay.
Without that, it's
Mm-hmm.
not possible to analyze the data. Now, the how the data will come into the data warehouse. How they will load the data into the data warehouse, right? So who will load
Mm-hmm.
the data into data warehouse? It's if it is a normal tables, database tables, the database developers will be there. But when it is coming to the data warehouse, there is one process. So with the help of ETL tools, if you observe here, with the help
Mm-hmm.
of ETL tools, they will load the data into data warehouse first. Once the
Okay.
data is loaded into the data warehouse, they will take reports from the data warehouse with the help of reporting tools. Okay.
Okay.
Like example, Cognos, BOS, business objects. Do you heard about these tools? Like ClickView, TableView, all these are the reporting tools. It will pick
Okay.
the data from the data warehouse and it will give the reports. It will generate a reports to the business users.
Okay.
Finally, the business user required reports, right?
Yes.
If they want to take decision, if they want to analyze the things, by seeing the reports only they can able to take the decisions. If they want to
Yeah.
take the report, must and should they need a data warehouse, right? If they
Okay.
want to create their data warehouse, must and should they need a ETL process. With the
Yes.
ETL process, they will load the data into the data warehouse. Without ETL tools, it's not possible to load the data into data warehouse. That's the main thing here. So now we can say
Okay.
that, so in the data warehousing, ETL tools is the front end and then reporting tools is the back end for the data warehouse. Both the tools
Okay.
belongs to data warehousing projects only. So
Mm-hmm.
if anyone says, so ETL testing and then data warehouse testing and then BA testing. Don't confuse by the names. Everything will be the same. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So work and roles and responsibility, it will be the same for ETL testing, data warehouse tester, and then BA tester. BI means
Okay.
business intelligence. Okay, business
Yes.
intelligence means so they will take the reports and then they will take the decisions, right? They will take the
Mm-hmm.
decisions on the business. That is called business intelligence here. Data warehouse
Okay.
obviously will load the data into data warehouse. Why they will load the data into data warehouse?
To
Obviously,
generate the
yes,
reports.
to generate the reports, to take decisions. And then ETL testing. With the help of ETL, what they will do? They will load the data into data warehouse, right? So
Okay.
here,
Mm-hmm.
so what it mean by the ETL? So ETL means, for example, data warehousing, as we said, so it's a collection of tables, right? Combination of tables, combination of the tables. The table will contain some data. Now, basically, we will have the databases, right?
Mm-hmm.
General terms, we will have the databases. So, if you have the database, it is also a combination of tables,
Yes.
like the right? Data warehouse also, it's a combination of tables. What is the main difference between these two? If you have the data warehouse, from the data warehouse, you can able to analyze the reports, right? You can take the reports. Then why they
Yes.
specially require data warehouse? So here we have a reason. In the database,
Mhm.
we can able to do CORD operations. It means create, update, read and delete on the table.
Okay.
We can create the data, we can update the existing data, we can able to read the data, we can able to delete the data. All these options it
Okay.
is possible with the database, but in the data warehouse we can't do all these things. We can able to read, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so data warehouse only for the analysis purpose.
So data warehouse is where we can only read the
Yes,
reports, right?
exactly, we can read the
So
data.
we cannot edit the reports or do any kind of changes into
Yes,
that, right?
if you want to do any changes, if you want to do any transaction, basically we need to go for the
Mm-hmm.
database. Must and should in the
Okay.
database we are doing the transactions, but not in the data warehouse. Just simple example I will give you. So we will have, so textbooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Textbooks. Why we will use the
Yeah.
textbooks?
To read.
To read, right? Once the textbook is
Yeah.
printed, it will have some information, right? You can't
Yeah.
able to edit anything in the textbook until unless they will release next version. You can't able to edit anything, right? You can't able
Yeah.
to create anything, you can't able to add any new information in the textbook, right?
Yeah.
You can't able to delete the data in the textbook, right? Content, whatever the content is
Yeah.
there in the textbook. At the same time, if you think about notebook, okay, so whatever you want you can do in the notebook, right? If you want to
Mm-hmm.
write, you can write. If you want to erase, you can erase in the notebooks, right? If you
Yeah.
want to read, you can read. If you want to add some information, you can add information in the notebooks, right?
Yeah.
But in the textbook, it's not possible. Textbooks only for read the information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notebook,
Yeah.
you can do all the operations. You can write, you can delete, you can edit the things, you can create the new things. At the same time, you can read also, right?
Yes.
Now you understood the difference between database and data warehouse, right?
Yes.
The same way in when it is coming to the data, once the data entered into the data warehousing tables, then you can't
Mm-hmm.
do anything. Only you can read. That's it. Here we
Okay.
are maintaining complete history. Okay.
Okay.
But in that
Mm.
notebooks, we are not maintaining complete history. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to analyze anything about any product, they need complete information from the starting onwards, right? Then only they can
Okay.
able to take any decision, right? From, for
Okay.
example, like last like 3 years before the product released in the market. Okay. From that
Mm-hmm.
year to till now, we need to have a each and every information, the how the product is
Yeah.
performing each and every year, and then each and every month or each and every 6 months. Then only you can able to take the decisions, right? For example,
Yeah.
in the summer some products will move very fast, in the winter some products will move very slow, right?
Yeah.
So in suppose if you think about like ACs, okay, in summer the sales will be more for the ACs, right? ACs and
Mm-hmm.
fridges. But in winter the sales will be very less, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
these kind of things, how come? So they will know all these things. So they should have some information in the data warehouse, right? They should
Yeah.
maintain the complete history information. It means from the last 1 year, in which month the sales is good for this particular product. Okay. If they want to
Mm.
know this complete information, then they need to maintain complete history. They should not override the information. They should not delete the previous information. They should not edit anything, right? Then only the info,
Yes.
whatever the information is available, if you want to take any decision, then you can take the decisions. For example, do you have the habit of watching any matches like cricket or football or tennis, whatever it may be?
No, not really.
Okay, fine. Generally, so if the player is playing, okay, what they will do, they will display one graph, right? So how the player is performing when compared to previous year and this year in general,
Yeah.
right? So if you observe the
Yeah.
stock market, okay, anything,
Mm-hmm.
okay, any stock market, so they will give you the graph or they will display the chart. Okay, so how the stock is moving from when it is from the starting date to till now, each and year by year, in which year the stock price is more, which year price is less, right? All these things, how come they are getting this information? They are getting this information from the data warehouse. They are maintaining specific data warehouse for this particular product. Then only they can able to give the proper information. If they don't have the information, like 10 years back information, then how come they will know that? So from this last 10 years, how the from the starting, so how the product is performing? If they don't have the
Yeah.
information, then it is not possible, right? That's why
Yeah.
they will keep all the history information in the data warehouse. In the
Okay.
database, it is not required. It's a mainly for the transactional purpose.
Okay.
Okay, so they will do all these operations: create, update, read, and delete. Okay, it is not
Okay.
historical data. It will not maintain historical data. That's the main difference between the database and data warehouse. We can remember
Okay.
textbook and notebook concept.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now from the now you know that. So why we will use data warehouse? To analyze the thing, to take the reports. Now in this data warehouse, how they will load the data? With the help of ETL tool, as we
ETL
discussed.
tools. Yeah.
ETL tools, we have so many tools available in the market, like so Informatica, Data Stage, Ab Initio, SSIS, so many ETL tools available. So now with the help of those ETL tools, they will load the data into data warehouse. What it means by the extraction, transformation, and loading? ETL means extraction, E
Yeah.
means transformation, L means load.
Load.
It will extract the data, and then it will transform the data, and then it will load the data into data warehouse. So here extraction
Yeah.
means, for example, if you take any business, okay, it will be there in all the countries, right? For example,
Mm-hmm.
if you take Citibank, okay, Citibank, they are doing operations in India, right? And then
Yeah.
US, and then UK, and then Canada. Okay, all these countries, they have the operations. If the business user of the Citibank, they want to know what is happening in all over the world. Okay, they want to get some reports. Okay, how the they are doing the business. Okay, in that case, what they will do in India, for example, consider they are maintaining Oracle database. Okay, to put the data. Okay, to keep all the
Okay.
information. In US, they are maintaining, for example, DB2 database. In UK, they are
Mm-hmm.
maintaining according to their requirement Teradata. Okay, in Canada, some other database, for example, so MS SQL Server. Okay, so in this case, so if they want to analyze the information, all the information, then is it possible to get the information from all these databases? What they have to do if they
Um.
want to analyze?
They have to link all this to one data warehouse, maybe.
Yes, exactly.
And
So
yeah.
that's why we will extract the information. What we are doing, we are extracting information from each and every country. We are keeping in one database, common database. That can be it up to that business. It they can load in Oracle, they can load in Teradata, whatever it may be. Okay, don't
Okay.
confuse. So data warehouse also, it will be in the database only.
Oh, okay.
But so according to the like requirement, they will call it as a day according to the characteristics. We can call it as a data warehouse. Okay,
Okay.
but it will be in the database. Now they will use one common database, for example Oracle. In the Oracle they will load all these countries information. So what they are doing here, they are extracting each and every information from the different countries, they are keeping in one place, right?
Okay.
That is called centralized place. Okay, so this particular thing, so we can call it as a data warehouse, as you said, right? So then
Mm-hmm.
now it is very easy to analyze the data, right? No need to go to the
Yeah.
each and every country, so all the information is available in one place. So this is called
Yeah.
extracting the information. That's why we will call it as a extract, ETL, extract.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
extracting means getting the information from different locations and keeping in one place. Now for example, the if you observe any elections in a country, okay, if they want to decide, so who is the ruling party in elections, okay, how they will
Mm-hmm.
decide? Based on the results of
With
each
the
and every state,
yeah.
right?
Right. Right.
They will combine all the information, all the results from the each and every state, and then based on that they will take the decision. What they are doing here, they are extracting the information from the all the states, and then they are taking a decision, right? This is
Yeah.
called extraction here. Okay, so data is available, so all the data is available in one place, then we can do the like we can do the analysis, right? Why we need to transformation here, why we need to transform, extract and then transform, right?
Transfer. Yeah.
Why, what is the purpose of transformation here? Why we need to transform the data? Any idea, Sneha?
Um. Because maybe the data loaded in each and every country was from different kind of tool, Oracle, all those other tools.
Exactly.
So yeah, so they have to transfer it to one known thing. That's what I feel.
You are right. So here, so from for example, if they are maintaining different databases, different countries. For example, if you take countries, the currency format will be different, right? In US
Yeah.
dollars, India rupees, UK pounds, Canada Canadian dollars. Now, if they
Mm.
want to keep all the information in one place, must and should they have to convert all the currencies into one format, right? Then only
Yeah.
very easy to analyze the thing. Otherwise, if you have multiple currency formats in some particular thing, then it is very hard to analyze the things. At the same time, so if you consider date formats, so in some countries they will follow DD,
Yeah.
YYYY format, and some
Yeah.
countries they will follow DD, DD, YYYY format, right? So these
Yeah.
date formats are also different. So we need to put all these different formats in one proper format. Okay. Because of this reason, they will transform the data. They are transforming the existing data according to our required format. For that, we need to transform the data here. Now you understood that
Okay.
why we need to transform
Yes.
the data. At the same time, this transformation, so if you want to derive anything, then also they will use these transformations. So here in the ETL tools, we will use transformations to
Mm-hmm.
transform the data. So here, so deriving, what it mean by the deriving? So just for example, if you take employee table, okay, in a employee table,
Mm-hmm.
employee ID, okay, employee name, employee salary,
Yeah.
employee job we have. Okay, employee ID is 101. Okay, employee name ABC, and then salary 10,000, and then job, so manager. Okay, now this information is available in the source table. Source table means from where we are getting the information. Okay, that is called source table. And then when they are loading the data into the target means to where we are loading the data, obviously into the data warehouse, right? to where we
Yeah.
are loading the data. Now, when the business user here, he wants to know from my organization, each and every employee, how much tax they are paying to the government.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is the tax information, is it available in the source table?
No.
No, right? So here what they will do, with the help of transformation, they will so calculate the tax. So from the existing information, they will derive tax. Tax equal to sal into 0.23. Now the tax will
Okay.
come, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So now when they are loading the data into the target table, along with this information, they will load tax information also here. Now what they are
Okay.
doing here, they have derived new information, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you take a classroom, in a classroom, student ID, student name, student marks we have. Okay, this
Mm-hmm.
information is available. So now when they are giving the ranks, what they have to do, based on the marks, they have to calculate the ranks, right? From the existing
Yeah.
information, if they are deriving new information, that is called deriving the information. Okay, for
Okay.
this deriving the information also we need transformations. Okay, that's why we will extract the data first, and then we will transform the data according to the business required format. Okay, and then we
Okay.
will load the data into the data warehouse.
Okay.
Now you are clear, right? What is
Yeah.
under the ETL process: extraction, transformation, and then loading.
Load.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all these things, okay, it is the responsibility of ETL developer. Okay,
Yeah.
so they will take care of this complete ETL process. So this complete ETL process, they will call it as a jobs. ETL
Okay.
jobs. Okay, now, okay, so once the developers is developed ETL process, then so what is so as a ETL tester, what we need to do here?
Um, we have to test everything like the extracted information, the transferred, and how properly it has been loaded, everything like all the three steps.
Yes, exactly. So here we need to test the complete ETL process. Whatever the developers has done. So is it coming according to the requirement or not? They have done it, the developers has done it properly or not, we need to test. It's our responsibility. So do you know the like concepts like software development life cycle, right? Like environments, development environment, testing environment,
Yeah.
production environment. Now
Yeah.
these developers, they will develop the things in the development environment. Okay,
Okay.
once the core everything is done, jobs is created, then they will move that everything to the testing environment. In the testing environment, we need to test these things. As a ETL tester,
Okay.
what will be the responsibilities here? So here, first we need to run the ETL jobs. We need to run ETL. This ETL process, we will call it as a jobs here. Complete ETL process.
Okay.
We need to run.
Okay.
Once the job is run, we need to check, right, from the source to target, the data is loaded properly or not. We need to see the status. Status
Okay.
means the job is failed or not, failed or succeeded. If the job is succeeded, then it is fine. If it is failed, then they will raise a defect, or so they will send a mail to the developers. The job is failed. Okay, so
Okay.
that is the status. And then we need to see the statistics.
Okay.
Statistics. Statistics in sense, so we need to know, so how many records we picked from the source table. Okay, how many records
Mhm.
it's loaded to the target table. Is there any rejected records in between this? And then how much time the job has taken to finish this job, right?
Okay.
All these things. So we need to implement. in the ETL
Static
phase.
step.
Okay.
Okay.
At the same time, we need to save the log files. Do you know what it means by the log information, Sneha?
No.
Log means it will have all the information what is happened in the backend. That is
Okay.
called log file. So if you save the log file, then it is so useful for the future reference. Okay, today you
Yeah.
tested the job properly, and then after 1 week, so if you have any issues, then we need to verify that particular thing, right? We need to make sure that
Yeah.
at that particular day the job has run properly or not. If you want to check, then if you open the log, then it will have each and every information. That's why we will save the log files. In ETL phase, what we need to do? We need to run the job. We need to check the status. We need to check the statistics, and then we need to save
Mm-hmm.
the log file. This is in the ETL phase. Okay. And then we need to come to the database phase. In the database, so obviously the source tables and target tables, it will be there in the database, right?
Yeah.
So we are picking the information from the sources. It is in the database. We are loading the information into the target table. It also in the database. Then
Yeah.
in the source tables and the target tables, according to the business requirement document, so is it properly created in the database or not? It means the naming convention, namings, and then data types, and then lengths.
Okay.
Everything it should match with the document. According to the documents, we need to verify each and everything. How, for example, if you are running the job, in this particular job, how many tables involves? For example, we have a 4 tables. Okay, all the 4 tables it should be available in the database. At the same time,
Okay.
each and every table naming convention should be the match according to the document. Okay, the before
Okay.
we are starting the testing, they will give business requirement documents. Based on the documents, we are going to test, right? So based
Okay.
on the document, is it everything matching or not? We need to check.
Okay.
Okay, so at the same time, naming conventions, data types, the number, varchar, string. Okay, these are all the data
Okay.
types, right? We need, it should match date format. If it is a date format, it should be a date format only. If it is a number,
Mm-hmm.
for example, EMP ID, employee ID is a number, right? It should not
Yeah.
be in the string. So these kind of validations we need to test. That is the DB level things, DB level phase.
Okay.
Okay, and then length also we need to. So employee ID, for example, phone number it should be 10 digits, right? Must and should,
Yeah.
it should have the 10 digits. So it should not be
Mm.
more than 10, right? At the same time,
Yeah.
it should not be less than 10. If the phone number column, the length is 5 or 6, then it is a wrong,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It should
Yeah.
not be. So all these things we need to verify. Okay, this is the database. And then finally, we need to data validation. Do data validation. In the data validation, what we need to do? So what we are doing here with the ETL process, obviously we are loading the data from source table to, we are loading the data to the target table according to the business requirement, right? We are
Mm-hmm.
implementing business logic in between the source table and then target table. Okay, for
Okay.
example, just simple example, filter. Filter is one transformation they are going to implement in ETL process. Filter means, so normal filter, what it will do, Sneha?
Yeah. It will take out the unnecessary
Yes,
thing
exactly.
and give us the final prompt,
Yeah,
what
whatever
we
the
want.
things is required, it will give those things only. All right. The
Yeah.
same way here, the filter transformation, it will filter the data based on our requirement. So if the records
Okay.
matches according to our requirement, those records only come out from the transformation, and remaining records it will drop out. Okay.
Okay.
Here, for example, we have 100 records in a table. Okay, 100 employees. If the business user want to know only the age greater than 40. Okay,
Yeah.
so age greater than 40, we have like 60 members. Okay, in the
Okay.
employee table. In that case, so in the target table, okay, we will receive only 60 records, right? But in source
Yeah.
table, how many records we have? 100.
100.
Okay, what happened here? They have implemented filter transformation in between this. Now, once the
Okay.
job is done, so we need to verify the things. So, is it all the records coming according to our requirement or not? Okay, how many records
Okay.
is there with the age greater than 40 in the source table, right? The all the
Hmm.
records it reached to the target or not. So how many records it's filtered? 40 records, right? These 40
Yeah.
records, all their age is less than 40 or not. We need to crash verify the data, right? Whatever the
Mm-hmm.
logic they are implemented in the ETL process, is it working fine or not? That is called,
Yeah.
we are data validation. We are validating the data. Okay,
Okay.
for example, so as you discussed, phone number column. Okay, mobile number or contact number column. In contact number, it should be only digits, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, it should only 10 digits, right? It should
Yeah.
not contain any like mixed numbers, right? Number and then character like this. It should not be, right? It should not
Yeah.
contain any special characters also, right?
Yeah.
So these things are we need to validate properly in the target table. Once the ETL process is done, then we need to validate the data according to the business requirement. Is it loading the data properly into the target table or not? That's the
Okay.
main thing. So we need to involve in three phases: ETL phase, and then DB phase, and then data validation. These are the three main
Okay.
areas ETL tester will involve. It's very simple thing.
Okay.
So for ETL phase, at least we need to have a knowledge on the ETL tool, right? At least if
Mm-hmm.
you have knowledge on one ETL tool, then it is very easy to understand the things. No need to have a
Yeah.
knowledge on all the ETL tools in the market. So we have more than 14 to 15 ETL tools is available along with the open sources. But in all the ETL tools, Informatica is the most widely used ETL tool. We can say that Informatica is a base for all the ETL tools. If you know Informatica, how they are doing in Informatica, it is very easy to understand any other ETL tool. Okay, in our going
Mm-hmm.
forward classes, we will discuss the ETL testing with Informatica tool.
Okay.
ETL testing concepts with Informatica. So as if you want to work as a ETL tester, what all the things you need to learn? Okay, first important thing is data warehousing concepts first. If you know the
Okay.
data warehousing concepts, then only you can understand the things clearly. Internally, what you are doing. So why you are doing this ETL process. Okay, each and everything. So why they are using this particular table. What it means by slowly changing dimensions. What it means by incremental load concept. Okay, all these things. So for that, so first, so like 2 to 3 classes, we will discuss data warehousing concepts.
Okay.
Once it is done, everything is done, then we will jump into, once the data warehousing concept is clear in depth, then we will jump into Informatica ETL tool. In Informatica, so like 30% of the theoretical thing will be there, 70% of the practical things will be there. So in the class
Okay.
itself, we need to practice. So we will install the software in your machine. At the same time, it will be available in my machine also. Okay, so first one or
Okay.
two transformation, one or two business logics, I will explain it to you. So how to implement the things. So when you implement this particular business logic, business particular transformation, okay, how to test this particular thing. Okay, I will show you, and then the next time onwards I will explain the things, okay, in the class itself, and then at the same time you have to practice. If you have the
Yeah. Okay.
hands-on
Sure.
experience, then only you can able to crack the interviews, right? So otherwise,
Yes,
if I
right.
am explaining everything, if I am doing everything, so after that, if you want to practice, you will get confused. So which option I need to select, so where I have to go, what all the queries I need to write for the testing and all those things. It is very difficult. That's why
Yeah,
we will more concentrate on the practical things here. Okay, for
sure.
each and every business logic, each and every transformation, so we will practice here. Okay, so
Okay.
it's like it's not in-depth knowledge as a developers. It's that much of knowledge is not required. At least the basic things, how to create the jobs, how to run the jobs, how to test the jobs, how to implement the
Okay.
transformations. The basic some transformations will be there, like 7 to 8 transformations. The regularly using transformations in the real time. Those things we will implement here. Okay, and
Okay.
then we will discuss some advanced topics. Advanced topics means, so in ETL testing, so in the real time, what they will do, what it mean by the uh, environments. Okay, so at the same time, how they will move the code from one environment to development environment to testing environment. Once the code is moved from development to testing environment, how to compare the things before starting the testings, what all the things we need to consider. So what will be the priority? Okay, what it mean by the reusable objects, what it mean by the slowly changing dimensions, and then incremental loading. Okay, so all these things is very important. So if you understand the concepts in the real time what they are doing, then it is very easy to give the answers, right, in interviews and whatever it may be.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
so we will concentrate all this is like like basic things, like so how we are going to cover the so course complete